Peace, Tech.
What's up, brother?
How you been, man?
I've been signing 5,000 pre-order booklets of my new Strangeulation Volume 2. I just finished yesterday evening.
Absolutely, man. Your wrist got to be tired. I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me.
It's all good. It's more like my right shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, I hear you, man.
It's like a machine. It's like a machine. It does that 5,000 times. You know what I mean? It's a machine. After a while, it's gonna get a little, like cramped up.
Absolutely. Well, I only got 10 questions for you, and I hope you haven't heard any of them during this press run this week. My first question, man, we posted up the first cipher on Ambrosia, and you made a really strong point in there about, they're laughing at you because you paint your face, but it's a reflection of your ancestors. I've had the privilege and honor of, spending some time with you, and I know that you have a lot of rituals, especially when it comes to performing, and I'm sure when it comes to writing and just living your life. How many of those rituals do you find are in touch with things like your ancestors and heritage and even your own family and relatives?
Well, just putting the face paint on when it's time for battle, you know what I mean? Like my ancestors, when it was time for battle, they put on face paint, you know what I mean? So it's like when I go on that stage, I'm trying to prove myself every night to those who are just seeing me for the first time or those who called me corny once upon a time and then want to come see. So when I throw that paint on, I'm a different person. I'm ready to go to war on the stage, and that's why we sweat like we do. You know what I'm saying? Like we were going to war. And Chris Calico feels the same way. He just don't have to put on face paint. He has natural face paint. It's called vitiligo. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? While people steady calling me corny because I don't look like the average brother from the hood. Like, I was born in Wayne Minor Projects, but the fact that I don't look like that on stage or this, that, and the other, it makes me corny because I paint my face when, my ancestors did that when it was time of war or rituals, you know what I'm saying? And it is like a ritual because when that face paint goes on me, bro, whatever I wouldn't say in a normal form comes out of me, whether it be vulgar, whether it be forceful, whether it be degrading to other people, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be like super mean when naturally I'm a overly nice person. So it is like a ritual, like I have to transform into that superhero that I feel like on stage, man.
These Strangulation albums, have ciphers, which are really cool. And, it's interesting. The first time I ever saw N9ne on television was Sway and King Tech's cipher video. I remember I've heard this guy, but this is who he is. Cool. People talk a lot about the evolution of the freestyle. You've been doing it, for more than 20 years. How do you think the cipher has evolved in hip hop?
Well, this is what I found to be how it changes. I don't think it's changed at all, brother. You know what I'm saying? I think that there's a beat and there's a chance for you to show your flow. You know what I mean? And generation after generation will bring their flow. You know what I'm saying? The flow that stuck out to me in this latest BET Awards was Joyner Lucas. You know what I'm sizzling from Worcester, Massachusetts. You know what I'm sizzling? Like, whoa. And of course Redman just murdered everything as well. You know what I mean? So it's like it just keeps going, man. You know what I mean? It's a different beat every year. The year I did it in the BET Cypher was James Brown, The Big Payback. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I went on it. You know what I'm sizzling? So it's the same, but everybody, generation after generation, gets to express what they feel over that beat, whether it's written, whether it's freestyle. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time what I've learned is even the freestylers jot things down and remember it. You know what I mean? So everything is written. What I found out when I did the BET ciphers. You know what I'm sizzling? So, a lot of people, when I posted my paper, my written cipher, one dude said, see, ciphers are supposed to be freestyle, and this ain't no cipher. I'm like, yo, if you can show me a nigga that can flow like me and bust like me, and that's a freestyle, this motherfucker should be a billionaire. This is what I say. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say, you just don't know. And I didn't want to kill his, idea what a cipher would be or a freestyle would be. But, you know what I'm saying, the only dude I ain't never saw write nothing down is Supernatural. And you can tell those are freestyles. You know what I'm saying? He's coming. You're handing him things and he's just going. But when you have a style like Tech-N9ne's that's technical like that, you ain't freestyling that shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's like, and whether it be Kendrick Lamar or Jordan Lucas or whatever, no matter what, if it's written or whatever, fly and dope is dope, whether written or freestyle.
You mentioned lyrics being written down, and I wanted to ask you, when I first heard Tech-N9ne, I mentioned television earlier. It was on the gang-related soundtrack, and your name stuck out to me, and then, Questions just jammed.
Yes.
And at that time in 1997, I don't know about you, but nobody in my family had a computer. So it was just listening to music. And nowadays, hip-hop in many ways lives on the internet, and people can go online and see just how beautiful and intricate and technical your rhymes are. And, your stats has risen so much in the last 20 years. Do you think that sites that post Tech-N9ne lyrics have helped kind of cultivate your following?
Oh, yeah, man. Everything I did back in the day, especially Questions was a turning point because that was the first time I was on something that sold millions of copies. And I was the only guy on that soundtrack that wasn't on Death Row. And a lot of people remember me from Questions. The only thing I say about that, which is a curse to me now, since 98, Questions, gang-related soundtrack, Tupac's last screen performance before his death, everybody wants me to rap like that when they send me a record. That's the curse I have. Right. They want me to chop, you know what I'm saying? So when people say, Tech-N9ne got the same flow every time I hear him, nigga, you just hear my features because that's what they want me to do. You know what I'm saying? Listen to my albums and it's everything I do. I slow it down, I do everything. But, if Twista sends me a record, what you think it's gonna be? You know what I'm saying? If Bone Thugs and Harmony send me a record, what do you think it's going to be? If Busta Rhymes send me a record, what do you think it's going to be? If Eminem sends me a record, what do you think it's going to be? It's always been that way. You know what I'm saying? Because of Questions. Every once in a while, I like to just rap. You know what I'm saying? Like Havoc just sent me something of Mobb Deep. I get to rap. You know what I'm saying? I love it. K-Slade just sent me one I did for him, and I got to rap. You know what I'm saying? I love it. You know, and it don't, I'm not just saying it to say that I don't like to chop. It's just harder to write. But I'm very good at it because I'm from the Midwest and that's what we do. You know what I mean? But every once in a while I like to rap. So you brought up Questions, and I know for a fact that the things that I did back then are the reasons why I got my fans in the first place. But I've been able to keep my fans. Every once in a while, a motherfucker might get mad at me for being on a Carter 4 and say, I ain't fucking with Tech-N9ne no more. He's mainstream because he's rapping with Wayne. Or I do some shit like Hood Go Crazy and with 2 Chainz and B.O.B. Like, see, I don't fuck with Tech-N9ne because he's mainstream, But as soon as I do something with Corey Taylor or Slipknot, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Tech-N9ne's back. Or I do something dark like Michael Myers' Mask. Oh, Tech-N9ne's back. When you're three-dimensional like I am, brother, you know what I'm saying? When you got the gangster shit and you got the sexual shit and you got the dark shit and everything, you got the rock and roll shit and you got the sentimental shit. When you got everything, you know what I mean? Because I created Tech-N9ne to be the MC that has everything. I wanted Tech-N9ne to be my perfect MC that does everything: rock, rap, jazz, blues, everything, R&B, everything, blah, 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 blah. So when you have that, you're going to have people that don't agree with some of those things. The gangster motherfuckers don't like the rock and roll shit. The rock and roll motherfuckers don't like the gangster shit, don't understand it. The sentimental motherfuckers probably don't like the sexual shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just happens that way. But I know that everything I've done thus far, I've been able to keep my fans, and they keep on increasing, and I'm blessed. No matter who the fuck falls off because who I work with. You know what I'm saying? They mad at me. Oh, he's rapping with T.I. now and Zeus. They ain't the Tech-N9ne I used to know. Yeah, because nobody didn't want to fuck with me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? They thought I was too weird, but no matter what, that face paint, they got used to it and they're like, but the nigga can rap. You know what I mean? And I think he's talented. So the mainstream started to respond after all these years. Yeah.
My favorite record on the album is A Blunt and a Hoe. And
you've heard the new album?
Yeah. Richie sent it to me, so I got to hear it.
Whoa. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what I love about that? I mean, first of all, I think it's the best collaboration of you and Murs, who are two artists that I've loved on your own for 15 plus years. And this is like the track that I always imagined. And Ubiquitous, you know, does the damn thing too. But what I love is the beat and the chorus are one thing, but in actuality, you know, you're talking about it's self-deprecating as hell. Tell me a little bit about, because so many of your songs have always enjoyed that juxtaposition, as have Murs. Tell me about this record, because it has a great interlude to jump it off to, and I know it's one of the singles I think that you guys put up on YouTube yesterday as well. We put it up on Ambrosia today, actually.
Totally, yeah. The thing about it is, I know when I'm looking at a sheet and it said, okay, I got to do a couple with Murs. I said, I want it to be more of a hip hop feel, and I want to put UB on it because Seth's Crew is more of a hip hop feel. You know what I'm saying? Murs is on the backpack shit. You know what I'm saying? And Seth's Crew are super lyrical guys. You know what I'm saying? So when I constructed the beat in my head to give to my producer Seven, I'm like, oh, check it out, I got a blunt. Can hope I ain't trying to check the sponsors when I'm about to get drunk. Can hope that's for me being a dancer back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Dancing to Tribe Called Quest and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Black Sheep, Engine, Number 9, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? When it's just me having the flat top and wearing the hammer pants and all that shit and the patent leather shoes with the silver on the front. You know what I'm saying? With the Kwame streak through my head, everything. You know what I'm saying? That's me back then. So the tempo is not trappish, you know what I'm saying, and the feel is not trappish as well, like Chili Rub might be, you know what I'm saying? So I knew once I told myself I want to get Yubi and Murs on one, I knew Blunt and the Hoe was the one, you know what I'm saying, because we can speak about our problems that we're going through, you know what I'm saying, but just saying, you know what, and this is such a Tech N9ne idea because everything is fucked up, but all you need is a blunt and a hoe. That's so me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even though Murs don't even smoke. So when I sent him that message, that's a real message that I sent to him, and he said, I think it was his idea to put it on the album. He sent it back to us, like, he sent it back to my engineer, like, we want to use this message. I think you should use this message before the song so people can hear how Tech sends us ideas. You know what I mean? So that's a real message where I say, Murs, I know you don't smoke, but I'm going to get you high today, you know what I mean? And I laugh, you know, this is real shit. It's me sending him the email, you know what I mean, seeing if he feels it. And he told me, Tech, I'm going through some shit with my wife right now. This couldn't have been more on time, dude, you know what I'm saying? And Yubi, he can adjust to any musical situation just like me, you know what I mean? So, you know, he's going to be on it. He can find something to talk about, you know what I mean? But the beat and everything came from my head. I just, with a drum pattern, kind of, you know what I mean? And I just send the hook and the beat pattern to my producer Seven, and he'll come up with everything else like boom, you know what I'm saying, for that song. And it turned out fucking beautiful. We shot a video. It's going to be coming out soon. And I had no idea that this was going to be a single, you know, just talking about my problems like I always do. But I shared this with my artists, you know what I mean? And them being elite artists, they were able to mesh with my idea of having a blunt and a hoe.
Just a couple more questions for you. And, you know, one being, you know, this is a Collabos, you know, project. And, you know, what I love about it is you mentioned Death Row earlier. You can look at certain labels and watch them evolve. The roster changes, the style changes, the tone of a label and the music changes. With this album, it's a great here and now for what Strange is like approaching 2016. How do you look at this evolution of your label and what you've built and the roster that is compared to some of the lineups that you've had 5 or 10 years ago?
Well, this is what I know. Now, the roster is truly totally elite, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that it's always been, we've always gave quality music, you know what I'm saying, with the people that were on Strange. We always prided ourselves on giving the people quality music, you know what I mean? But to be able to put out a Strangeulation Volume 2 and say, fuck y'all, we got y'all on a tighter chokehold because we're getting doper with the beats and doper with the flow. You know what I'm saying? When the rosters are murderers, you know what I'm saying? They're murderers. So it's like, I'm blessed to be able to be in that position to say, this is me showcasing all of my artists, and I'm proud of these motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that fall to the wayside is because they couldn't hang. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. It was fun while it lasted. You know what I mean? But what I'm tripping on is how many different styles are on this album. You know what I'm saying? With Darian Saffron doing R&B, trap shit kinda, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, Prozac doing the dark shit, and Seth's crew doing the super technical shit, and Stevie Stone doing the hard-hitting club banging shit, and Scooby doing the gangster shit, and Chris Calico doing the jazz, the gospel, the country, and EDM shit, and Tech N9ne adjusted to every musical situation, even with Mackenzie O'Gwen, Travis's 16-year-old daughter, doing some pop music on here, and we're proud of her, of what she's become musically. You know what I'm saying? I'm on there with her as well. You know what I'm saying? And Tyler Lyon with the metal shit. You know what I'm sizzling with Tell Me If I'm Tripping, and Torrid. You know what I mean? I've adjusted to every musical situation. Just had my 44th birthday, November 8th. And there's no signs of getting whacker, just getting better with time, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I just moved into a $3.3 million home, you know what I mean? I'm just looking at it like, look at what the fuck is going on this late in life. I've seen motherfuckers be up and then come right down, and nobody cares anymore in the rap game, in the music game. You know what I'm saying? And we're still on the incline, man. I feel so blessed, man, and you know, I feel way up. I feel blessed. You know what it is. So it's like when I come in the studio right now, you know what I'm saying, that I'm sitting in Strangeland, and I see our new building being built next door, and it's bigger than both of our buildings. You know what I'm saying? Even our headquarters. You know, I said in my head, I am so blessed to be a part of something that's still growing. When the music business is plummeting because of streaming, you know what I'm saying, and we don't make as much money we used to make, we could still do fucking numbers by fucking getting out here and touring and taking my artists on tours, and our built-in fan base still buys our physical copies, and they buy digital copies and everything. We still find a way to stay afloat, man. I'm blessed to be in that position.
Just three more quickies for you, and you mentioned Mackenzie, and I'm not saying this because you and Trav have been so kind to me over the years, but Acting Like You Know is another record that I love on there, and it reminded me a little bit of, you said pop, but it reminded me a little bit of Jay-Z and Linkin Park. Like, to me, this record belongs on every radio station that plays Paramore or Evanescence and all of that.
Me too.
And, you know, we've watched Gnarls Barkley, you know, tip over the scale of independent. We've watched Macklemore do it. Do you think that a record like this, whether it's this specific one or 5 albums from now, can get the recognition it deserves, even on rock or pop radio?
We're trying, man. You know what I'm saying? With Chris Calico's new album, with Darian Saffron and Mackenzie, we're trying to expand and put Strange everywhere. Like, have a Strange nation, my nigga. You know what I mean? It's like, why stay in one box? I've never been in a box, you know what I'm saying? That's why you heard me on the songs with Deftones and with The Doors and with Slipknot and with System of a Down and shit like that, and with Mint Condition, and it just goes on with T.I. and Wayne and 2 Chainz, and where's the boundaries, my nigga? So why should we just stay that? Why can't we expand and do jazz and blues too, like me and Chris Calico do? Why can't we do Rat Pack music like me and Chris Calico do? If music is what we do, it's strange that some rappers would be able to do it. So here we are, Strange Music. So yeah, man, our goal is to put the group above Waves, Ryan Bradley and them in the spot where they belong, you know what I'm saying, as well. So we are hiring new people and new teams to do this for us and help us do this. Because we want to be here when everybody else is plummeting. We still want to be on the incline and at the top, dude. You know what I'm saying? And no signs of slowing down.
Two quickies. My favorite album of yours is all 6s and 7s. It has been since the drop. But you're in touch with your fans more than any artist that I've ever encountered. What do the technicians tell you? Because right now on Ambrosia, we're asking over 1 million people on Facebook, what is the greatest rap album? So when you're talking to technicians, I'm sure they have a vast array of answers. But what do you tend to hear most within your catalog?
I hear Ever Ready. I hear Ever Ready 2006. You know what I'm saying? I hear Ever Ready a lot. You know what I mean? I hear all 6s and 7s, but I mostly hear Ever Ready. You know what I'm saying? But how the fuck dare they when there's something like something else? You know what I'm saying? When there's something like special effects. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck, you can have your favorite, but how the fuck dare they when I'm polished as fuck on special effects? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you hear, and then it's just like this. You know Eminem can rap his ass off. So after a while, it's no big deal. Everybody says, oh yeah, we expect that of him. They're saying that of me now. Oh yeah, you be killed it, Merz killed it, but we expect that of Tech. They used to me, so I'm gonna have to lay back soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, fuck it, I ain't giving you no more records, motherfucker. Just enjoy my artist, and then they'll be fiending for my ass again. You know what I'm saying? And see that when I drop something like He's a Mental Giant, I'm busting on every motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or I drop a song with the greatest rapper that's ever done it, you know, in my eyes, Eminem, and me and Chris Kelko drop a song called Speed 'em, and ain't nobody tripping. Okay, they used to us, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? They used to us. So when they say that, yeah, 2006, you know, a lot of motherfuckers say on social media, he ain't had a dope album since all 6s and 7s. I'm like, that's your opinion, bitch ass motherfucker. That's cool. That's cool. But let me tell you, I'm getting better and better. So when I dropped MMM, Michael Myers, they're like, oh, the N9ne is back. Bitch, I ain't went nowhere. You just used to me. I give too many albums a year. These motherfuckers is used to me and Eminem and Busta Rhymes and all those niggas that kill everything all the time. They're used to us. We need to lay back on these motherfuckers for a minute and let our people go and get their money, and then they'll be begging for us to come back and do shows and fucking do flows and everything, because we are always at the forefront of trying to show motherfuckers we can create new flows and shit that excites everybody. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear a song like Slow to Me with me and Rich and Chris Calico, and we showing motherfuckers how to hit that staccato flow, that motherfuckers don't know what staccato is. They young, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We trying to show people double time. You know what I'm saying? Another nigga said, play the bongos. If you want to be heated up, I'm going to beat it up. They don't know this. Like, I'm trying to show these motherfuckers how to flow, and it goes over their head because they're used to it. So, yeah, that's cool. But just know that I fight for this music. It's all my music. All 6s and 7s, Ever Ready. But when you talking about my new shit, and it ain't getting whacked, my nigga, they don't like the mainstream motherfuckers that's fucking with me. They just want to keep me to themselves. I understand. I'm a precious little thing to everybody. I understand. But I love to work with my peers, man. So after this one, after I just showed everybody how I can adjust to every musical situation, which I've done through my whole career, I'm going to do this album next October or whatever, September maybe, N9ne or whatever. They keep on saying N9ne. I'm going to do something called The Storm. It's going to be my next LP called The Storm. And I'm going to show motherfuckers that I ain't even slowing down. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show motherfuckers, and everybody that's on World Star talking shit like he's corny because he painted his face and he makes music for kids to shoot up schools and all that kind of shit. All right. I got something to prove to all these niggas. It's all good. I ain't relaxed. I don't care that I'm in a $3.3 million house. I don't care, nigga. I got something to prove because these motherfuckers is used to us. And I'm sure Eminem will say the same thing.
I love it. Well, my last question is the easy one, just because we're asking our social media. Let me just put it to you before I let you go. What is, in your opinion, the greatest rap album of all time?
The greatest rap album of all time would probably be between Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, or Niggas for Life, NWA. You know what I'm saying? It's been some more. You know what I'm saying? There's been some more, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Blueprint, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z and all that kind of shit. There's been more. But I'm talking about my era, you know what I'm saying? I'm 44, my nigga. I might feel like I'm 22, but I'm not, you know? So, motherfuckers have made me want to rap Public Enemy.
Just in a sentence, yeah. Tell me why that album in particular, for you, means so much.
Man, from beginning to end, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Don't Believe the Hype is on that motherfucker. Your Black Steel and the Hour of Chaos is on that motherfucker. Man, there's so many songs that show people how to use, you know, the James Brown Funky Drummer sample and everything, man. It's like it showed motherfuckers how to do rap music, and it showed NWA on how to mix samples and everything. The shock leads with their style of music showed Dre. I'm sure, nigga, he'll say it. He'll say it. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers was like in cahoots. That's why Ice Cube got Chuck D on Burn Hollywood Burn, because he was a fucking fan of Big Daddy Kane and all them other motherfuckers and Chuck D, Public Enemy. Made them want to do that shit, man. Made them want to be conscious. Fuck yeah. Where did fucking Ice Cube go when he went on his own? He went to the motherfucking shock leads.
Man, respect. All right, I look forward to talking to you next time.
I'll see you soon.